The bottom line is that I have never been sober on New Year's Eve. Not since probably 17 years old. I have been attracted to the idea of starting the year with a clarity as a way to kind of get momentum for a year of clarity. That idea has always been interesting, but never as exciting or enticing as the reality of partying hard and raging through the night. But things are different now. I'm in a different place. I've been sober for just over 2 months and am trying to really see this clarity and discipline as a practice that is a part of my purpose and part of my next chapter. I'm not making any promises or claims, but it is clear to me that at least through the year, and as I've thought about in the past, the momentum going into the new year of sobriety will feel good. Daniel pointing out that I look healthy. I feel healthy. Partially, I did get a little, to be totally fair and transparent, I got a little, went to a tanning salon. So I have a little color in me, little vitamin D to ease off the winter darkness. But more than that, I mean, I've lost almost 10 pounds by cutting out alcohol. Now, right after I cut out alcohol, I had a huge spike in my sugar. I was eating candy, which then made me miserable, which made me want to eat more candy. So, but I've gotten, first I cut out alcohol, and all intoxicants, and then I had the food challenge, and then, but now I feel really, I've been very in control with my food choices too. I've cut out chips, I've cut out fries, I've cut out desserts, very little refined sugar, if any, maybe here and there, but on a daily basis, the sugar intake has gone way down. And so I'm not really dieting for the sake of trying to lose weight. I was dieting to get my mindset clear and my depression away and my anxiety to reduce. And the depression definitely feels better. And without, I've also been going to yoga 5 days a week. And so I've lost almost 10 pounds. I feel way better. And yeah, and I feel, and there's a big part of it, which is I miss it, I think about, that would be fun. Oh, sunset, man, that'd be fun to do that activity with a buzz. But there's this deeper alignment joy, I guess. This alignment, authentic strength that I feel. And the reason why I undertook this 2 months ago to say I gotta cut out intoxicants is because I felt out of alignment. I felt like the person that I see myself as and the way I am behaving and acting in my patterns are not in alignment. And it wasn't like it wasn't terrible, but it was like this below the surface kind of splinter down deep that was just like not making things feel right. And so now that I feel that like I'm walking the path of someone that I am proud to be with no question, that feels awesome. And that's a deep awesome that is more powerful than the momentary awesome of a buzz. At least that is the process that I've been going through. My philosophy with regards to everything in life is you do what feels right until it doesn't. You find the sweet spot. There's no perfection. There's what feels right for you now. That's true with all sorts of things. Like there was a time when I I knew that I wanted to drink more water, so I would buy a case of bottled water each week. And that felt good to me. And then it didn't. I learned more, I became more aware, and it's like, oh gosh, now that I understand what's going on with plastic and things, and that's out of alignment. If I'm producing that much plastic, ugh. So it was fine. It worked for me until it didn't, and then I remove it. And I think that's how we have to address everything in our life. And you're always in that spectrum. Like I sometimes think about on one end of the spectrum of Jainists, the religious movement, which is so profoundly about do no harm that they sweep in front of themselves when they walk. They wear a mask so they don't inhale microbes, sweep so they don't step on things. They eat only things that the earth willingly gives to them. So they would eat, an apple that is given by the tree, but they wouldn't eat a carrot because that kills the plant. And that is on the far end of this kind of that kind of life, of that kind of values. And on the other far end is someone who smokes cigarettes, throws it out of their car, and can give a shit. We got to find our sweet spot somewhere in the middle until it doesn't feel good anymore. And then we move, and then we move. And it doesn't always have to go in the same direction. Sometimes you get hardcore, you're vegan because you have to be. And then you go, yeah, you know what? Sometimes my body really responds to some humanely raised meat. That's now my sweet spot. And partying nightly for a long time, and I'll say partying, intoxicating, was in my sweet spot. It felt fine. It served me until it didn't. So I'm not judging anything about the past. I might return to it in the future. I'm just trying to honor and be aware of when I am out of alignment. And I had a period in the recent past where things didn't feel right, and I didn't feel good about myself. And I didn't have the kind of internal courage and confidence and to do things that I feel like I should have the potential of doing in the world. And so now I feel like I am closer, more in alignment with that potential, so that I can allow things to unfold. I'm still building new patterns, and I feel like I have atrophied muscles in certain realms of social situations, and so without these crutches or tools that became crutches, I have atrophied muscles in places that in anxiety responses, because 15 years ago, for a long period of time, I was medicated for anxiety and depression, and there's a piece of my intoxication that is self-medicating, and as I've taken that tool / crutch, depending on when, where, and how much, out of my repertoire, I have been I've noticed places where I'm like, whoa, I'm really having a lot of anxiety in this situation, and I need to build up that muscle again. And what's helpful is that now I have this kind of pride, or this that alignment feeling, that authentic alignment, unrestricted flow of truth and of who you are is so powerful, and not in like a high on Molly, wee kind of powerful, but in a grounded, like a mountain powerful. And so that is a precious treasure that I'm not willing to give up lightly. I went sober, and then for a month I was miserable. I kept thinking, where's the clarity that everyone was talking about. Where's the, I'm so glad that I'm, you know, not having all so much fun that I used to have. And I did not feel better. I felt depressed, like clinically depressed. It was a return to a darkness that is hard to explain to those who have not had clinical depression. And part of what was contributing to it was I had a story that I had fallen into about what I should be doing, about what I needed to do to build my business, to build my coaching clientele, and it was spiraling me down. And so then at that time I'd given up alcohol, which made me feel like, okay, cool, now I should feel more powerful and I should be able to charge as a coach again. But I was eating badly, and then I'm like, now that I either I drink as a crutch, I eat as a crutch, like who the fuck am I to pose as one who has advice? And I know that you don't have to be perfect to be a teacher. I know that, but I felt like, ugh. And then I went on a walk with Arash, and this, like, we started talking about Abraham and following your bliss, and I was like, wait, what the fuck have I been? I'm so fucking focused on what I need to do, and yet the mantra that has steered me into the best things in my life has been float more, steer less. So why don't I relax? Why don't I focus on tuning in to my vibration, to what feels right? And so I said, that's what I'm doing. Fuck it. I'm not trying to make money anymore. I'm not trying to build a business. I'm going to self-care Uber all. And so I started having lunch with people that I care about every day. I started doing yoga almost every day. I started adjusting my diet. And I gave away my money. I gave away all my Patreon money. And I felt amazing. I'm like, yes, this is what I want to feel like. And I'll trust that it'll work out. And get this. Now, that is the reward. That feeling is the reward. But what is fucking insane to me is that within days of adjusting and surrendering and trusting and giving away my money, 5 times as much money came in. People said, hey, I know I'm tithing at this amount through your Patreon. I want to give you a bunch more. What's the best way to do that? And it's like, thank you. And so I've got this whole new vision for how I want to go into the new year about a business. I've been trying to adjust myself to a model that works for a lot of people, but I'm gonna try something that is different. Well, actually, it works for different people, but it's more like a church model. I want to do good work in the world. I want to build a congregation and be of service and do charity. And it's all are welcome. And if you want to help support, if you want to tithe, if you want to contribute, awesome. Gifting is what has always worked for me. And I feel like if I follow my bliss and I practice that, all will be perfect. It's always worked in the past. So I am celebrating abundance as a byproduct of my joy. It's like, and what's crazy is that when I'm in my funk, when I'm depressed, I know these thoughts, I know these ideas, I know that I've said these ideas. Just trust, and the resources will come. You know, if you are in alignment and follow your bliss, you will be led to where you're supposed to be. But when I'm depressed, it's like, I don't believe it. Yeah, I know I said that, but I don't believe it. So it's pretty exciting to be recalibrated to where it's feeling right again. Happy New Year's. I love you. I should close by saying my Love Warriors group that meets weekly in a Zoom chat and a private Facebook group We have openings for people that want to join and have accountability and weekly exercises to have your higher self kind of encouraging one another. It's like a support group and for radical self-expression and kindness and all the good stuff. So if you're looking to join that, you can join that through my Patreon. Also, I'm doing a new group of the Pink Path at the end of January to go deep into, some of the very things that I'm going through now, which is why I call it a path and not a teaching, because it is a path that I have walked many times, but I continue to walk. And we walk it together with a small group. It's a 3-month program. You can go to pinkpath.net if you want to learn more. And yeah, and if you want to support me, you don't even have to go to the Love Warriors group. You can contribute at patreon.com and just say, yeah, dude, keep doing what you're doing. More of that in the world. More of you in the world. I love you. Happy New Year. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, do a little dance, make a little love. Yeah.